We don't.
Be still.
We're not going to. So we do have a lot of announcements, actually, that we're going to make today. We are going to be showing some of the action combat out of the Alpha 1 Battlegrounds that we have available, which testing does start next month.
Yeah, it's coming right around the corner. Wait. Did we say we were going to do this?
What did we say we were going to do? What?
I don't know.
What did we do?
Open it up for testing?
I thought we did. No. Wait, what? We're talking about the testing of...
I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
We announced it in our newsletter.
I'm not. I know.
Oh.
I'm just...
Guys, if you didn't see our newsletter, I'm so sorry. We announced that we're actually early.
Yeah.
On the Alpha 1 testers joining in on the Alpha 1 test.
Yeah.
We're an entire quarter early on that, actually.
Which we're really stoked and really proud about. I mean,
and
it's something we've been... Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. It exists.
Yeah, no, we're really excited about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the team has done an unbelievably amazing job, and we've actually had a really good onboarding process for the expansion of the team, right?
Yeah, no, we continue to add people to it. We integrate them into the team pretty seamlessly. They pick up what we're doing and they start running with the ball. So it's been great.
Absolutely. If you guys didn't see our newsletter, Alpha 1 is split into 2 separate phases. Now, I know we announced that at PAX East, that there would be 2 phases. But we give a little bit of a breakdown in our newsletter that we sent out with regards to what those phases actually entail.
Right.
All right, so Alpha 1, Phase 1, which starts next month, will run just about 7 months.
At least,
About 7 months. And over that period of 7 months, we have 3 major testing modes that we're going to implement into that feature set, right? And the first, which is going to be available immediately starting next month, is the Open World Battlegrounds. And that's going to involve different types of modes of combat. It's going to involve up to, I believe we have 100 players total. In a
for the very
match.
first one, yeah.
Right, so this is a match, we've created a matchmaking process. There's no ranking or anything for our testers and whatnot. This is just a capable lobby that joins into a match with 100 players. You're going to be killing other opponents in action-only combat. And the purpose for, if some of you haven't heard, the reason why we're doing just action combat in Alpha 1 is because with Alpha 0, we dialed in the
tab targeting stuff.
Right, the tab targeting stuff. That's pretty traditional. That's fairly...
You got it on lockdown.
Right, it is fairly... we're going to have our
first guest is going to come in.
Our first guest, by the way, we have 2 guests planned for this stream. The first of which is our lead character artist, Mr. Matt Broom himself. Hello.
In the flesh.
Welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing, buddy?
He's going to get mic'd up real quick.
Yeah, you're doing good. We have your mic there. I think it might be turned off, though. I don't know. We'll get that turned on. But we're going to look at some, before we show footage and stuff, we're going to look at some of the art of the game that our incredibly talented artists at Intrepid Studios are working on, bringing up to the most aesthetic-looking fantasy game around, right?
I agree.
You've done a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right? You've been the art director on some pretty big projects.
Yeah.
And, tell us a little bit about the process with regards to character creation and getting those armor sets all decked out and the customization that's going to be capable, all of those things. Tell us about that.
It's a lot of work. I mean, we have we put together an incredible team of about 7 or 8 character artists. We have four animators. 2 of those are technical animators. So I'll just give their first names. We have Nathan, then we have David, Chris, and Brad. And they've done an amazing job with the weighting and the rigging on all these, which is incredible. The average character has about 30 pieces to customize them. So these images that you guys are going to see, they look like one character piece, but they're actually about 29 different pieces. And then you have the modelers on the team. So you have Chris Atkins and you have Keith, and then you have Javier doing all of our material work and setting that up. So you have a really experienced team. I think the average person on the team has done 3 or 4 games.
Oh, yeah.
So we're doing the most complex characters I've ever done on an MMO. This is number 5 for me, and I've never been on a team that has this level of complexity with this many moving pieces on fully customized characters from their theme to their gauntlet, all already working.
And there's something to be said about the process when it comes to actually creating these large customizable sets of armor for players to wear. That's different for an MMO than it is for, let's say, a single player game or RPG or you know, those types of games, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you have a standalone or single player game, you don't have to have all the assets share. So with our characters, they're actually sharing helmets, they're sharing shoulder pads. You know, nobody really has their own piece of anything. So the challenge is, first of all, making sure that there's no bad collision or clipping on these highly complex characters. But then the second phase of that is the animators have an incredibly difficult task of making everyone move and feel unique, make all the armor work together and complement each other but never look the same. You don't really have to do that in a single player game. Normally a single player game, you can just throw all the resolution at one character, all the animation can be spent on one guy. You know, in Ashes of Creation, we're dealing with 64 unique impressions of a player, race, and character.
Right.
Then you need to times that by 2 because you have female characters which will move uniquely and have their own unique armor pieces as well. So
Right.
it scales up really
And
fast.
we want those to be distinct, right? And that's what such a bulk load of that work is, making these shareable from a pipeline perspective, but in-game visually having that distinction so a person feels unique in the suit of armor they wear.
It makes it feel like they're their own
Absolutely.
character.
Yeah. Especially for like the customization and stuff, you want to make people feel like they can control anything about their character at any given time. And when they pick up a weapon, it should look like it's married to the believability of that armor set.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know, so depending on where you are in the world, the characters need to look like places you haven't discovered yet. You know,
And part of that pipeline is being implemented into Alpha 1. This first phase of Alpha 1, you will players, our Alpha 1 testers will begin to see this pipeline come to fruition, where they have autonomy over their appearance and attachments on their armors. They're going to start seeing progression of those sets as well.
Yeah, everything they'll be seeing about character customization, the armor that they're picking, things that they're wearing, is literally the same technology pipeline that we're going to be doing for Ashes of Creation. They're one-to-one. So it's pretty exciting, but they're real characters.
Can we show a little bit? I know that you brought down perhaps.
You want to bring this over?
I brought props.
Oh, we have a laptop now.
Uh-oh, we have a laptop.
We have a laptop
I wanna
among
turn
what?
that way.
This way?
That way, the other way.
The other way? Ah, yeah.
Perfect. Ooh, and Mac can squeeze in.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got?
We're upgrading our technology.
Uh-oh. Hey, okay, cool.
Here,
So
scroll
this is,
past
what
that.
is
Let's
this?
get to that.
Go past this? Well, there's a lot past it.
Yeah. So these are some of the stuff you're showing now, for instance, are like some of the props in the environment. You know, so right now we're making all of this stuff, you know, to not only go into the initial part of the testing, but also go into the rest of the game. This here is a potion launcher. And Jeff, you want to
Potion launcher.
What? Potion launcher.
talk a little about what you do with that guy?
Yeah, so this is kind of a heavier sort of ranged weapon. Again, we're trying to bring the magic into combat. So we're trying to stay away from things like, you know, straightforward guns and black powder and explosions.
And for Alpha 1, what we've done is we have taken skills and abilities and we've married them to weapons, right?
Right.
So for example, one of the first modes that's available in Alpha 1, the Battlegrounds mode, you will actually be able to pick up these weapons and they will have skills associated with them, such as like a meteor blast or, you know, a knockback force effect.
Or a blink effect.
A blink, exactly. And that's true not just for weapons, but also for the armors that are available that you can find.
Right.
Yeah, okay, cool. So potion launcher, what kind of effect does that have on it?
So you get to swap out the ammo type that's in it. So the base ammo type is like sort of like an explosion. We call it a fire potion.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure you can imagine what that looks like. And then its alternate potion that you can load into it is a frost potion. So that will freeze the ground. It'll snare any enemies in it and hopefully keep them off you.
Nice. What do we got here? So this looks like an alchemy table.
Yeah.
With,
And then an
Potions
orrery.
and stuff like that on top of it.
Oh yeah, I love the potions. Now,
This is all concept work.
yeah, this is a concept work, but this is currently in the process of
All
almost
of this,
finished, right? Or is
yep,
it
all
already
of this
finished?
is almost done. Even the potions and stuff like that and the small objects on the table, we're actually doing all the full model of each one of those assets. So it's a POI, but it's fully interactive. It's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. These are some of the large statues that are in the Alpha 1 world, and this is, from a lore perspective, these statues have been around for a long time, and they are representative of the civilizations that existed once on this world before the great.
You guys should talk about the scale of those too.
Oh, these
Tell
are
them how big
these are
those things are.
200 feet, right?
At
in the
least,
game.
yeah, I believe they're 200 feet.
200 feet tall. So these are iconic points of interest that will be riddled throughout the world, allowing players to kind of gather their position based on the location of the
and hopefully
POIs.
tell a little bit of a story too.
Yeah, major visual landmarks.
Yeah.
You can look all the way across the horizon and have an idea of where you're going or where to meet friends or where to meet, just based on these huge landmarks in the world.
And these are Pyrian, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very cool.
These are all Pyrian.
This is some of the furniture that we have concepted out that you guys may have seen in the newsletter. And these are examples of customizably crafted furniture that you can place in homes.
Yep, and freeholds.
And freeholds, right, yeah. So this is an example of, for those of you who love homemaking in an MMORPG, like I love homemaking.
Decorators.
In an MMORPG, decorators out there. You'll be able not to just purchase base furniture, but you'll be able to, as you level your furnishing craft skills, you'll be able to craft higher quality, more luxurious furniture.
And furniture that's typed to your to various different races.
Exactly.
So these are Empyrean style.
Yeah, same thing with the character armor. For the 64 different looks you have to the race, it's the same with the furniture you can pick up.
And to be clear, this furniture here that you see, and the quality that's present, your ability to craft more luxurious furniture comes with how much of a master craftsman you've become in the furnishing profession, right?
Yep.
So this isn't like, hey, I want my house to look good. I got to fork over $50 in cosmetic money.
No. This is all stuff players are going to be able to
This is
craft.
players can craft in game based on their dedication and focus in that aspect of the artisanry. I love this. I love the furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, furniture's beautiful. That's Ryan and Jeff doing all the concepts. They're doing great work.
Yeah, it is very nice. Very nice. I like the
Desks and dressers, lamp
the
posts.
lamp posts. That's pretty cool. Oh, here we go. So this is some
These
VFX.
are VFX concepts for abilities that we currently have in the game. I think you'll probably see some of these in the upcoming video in terms of their actual assets. They're moving along really well. You can see here there's
Stuff looks great.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys will have a lot of fun with it. But we've got a flame blast. We've got a dark cloud. We've got a meteor. We've got something that's kind of like.
And Jeff has done an awesome job with these, by the way.
Thank you.
The stuff
Appreciate
just looks
it.
amazing in the game. I was looking at the blink effect.
Oh God, it's
Yeah,
one of my
great
favorites.
stuff. It's great stuff.
Some more statues. This is a human, the Aelin statues that are present. They give you a little bit of scale. There's a player there. I love the. Gosh, I'm coughing. I love the.
Drink some water.
I am drinking water. I love the kind of brass-looking aspect of that statue.
Yes.
Yeah, once it's in game, these are representing the old style alien humans. So yeah, they won't be quite so clean when you see them, but yeah, they're going to be pretty amazing.
Very cool. Oh, here we go. I know
yes.
this was a popular one in the newsletter. I saw some discussions on Discord and the forums about this one.
Oh, this is a big one.
So to give you guys a little bit of insight, these are some concept iterations of exactly how the animal husbandry profession is going to work as you create the offspring of different combinations of animals and you find and discover types of mounts. For example, this griffin, you will have the ability to open up an in-game character customization screen for the animals, and you'll be able to use certain dials to touch different aesthetic aspects of the actual animal's features on its wings, on its head, its beak, its armor that's going to be present, the claws and talons. You will be able to actually make a unique representation of this mount, so you're just not a cookie cutter like everybody else, right?
Customizable.
Yes. It's pretty cool.
And this one is also far along in production. We're already scrubbing out all the early blockouts Looks amazing.
I believe we actually have the base model mesh done, and then we're going to be doing animations pretty quick
It's
on
going to
this
be
guy.
coming up on animations and doing like material work.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's possible you might see this in
Alpha 1.
Yeah, everything that we're showing now is stuff that's like really long, really far along. Really far
Yes,
along.
Absolutely, I love it. Oh, this is cool. What is this, like a blacksmith kind of
A
smelter
forge?
Yeah, I love this. Yeah.
Again, another part of the freehold system. You'd socket this into a spot in your freehold, and then you'd have a forge available.
I love it.
Maybe get some synergy bonuses from other buildings.
That's pretty cool. Got some pews. Are these pews?
Pews or bench.
Or bench?
You can call them a
but
bench.
There's like
Oh,
a,
there's-
there's like
there's a little thing
little
there.
hymnal.
Yeah. Pew 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 pew.
So this looks like
You shall read the word of creation.
read the word of creation. Oh dear. So this must be some religious seating in one of the temples.
I would bet on that.
Yes, I'd bet on that too. Very cool. I like it. Another little desk area. Very cool.
For shopkeep.
Very nice. Oh, look at that.
All the cool little details in the world.
Yeah.
Stuff that makes the world just really come alive.
Is this
Yeah.
like a little merchant's bench that you summon when you sell something in a town or something?
Might be.
Maybe.
Sure seems like
Yeah,
it would be.
It could be. Cool. I like it. Very nice. This is a weapon rack.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a lot of this stuff is furniture that you're going to be able to buy and put, or not buy, but make and put into your homestead,
It's very cool.
which you also
The new
might see in the world,
lampposts.
Oh, lamppost. This is for the city and metropolis stage,
Yep.
right? Of the
More
aliens, I believe.
beautiful
Once things become
concepts.
really civilized, we can mix and match different pieces to create different looks.
I like it. Oh, here we go. We've got some
What would
armor.
that be?
Armor for
Armor on a
barding.
horse.
We have barding.
Barding. I don't think that's where that word comes from.
Really?
Yeah.
Aw. But I thought this was a horse's
I
barding.
think
Okay,
that's
it's
where
my
it comes
horse.
from now.
It's your horse. Yeah, this looks great. I love the armor concept here.
Yeah, I just love
This
how
is
big
getting modeled
and
out
like.
too, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the base horse itself is way down the line, and so is the armor.
As a true war horse.
And all the armor is modular, so you can
Built
you
just like
change
the
all
characters,
that.
right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep, all fully customizable pieces.
Oh, it's a great shield.
Yeah, that shield is wicked.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know we have a skill currently in Alpha 1 with sword and shield,
Yeah.
where for action combat you can kind of use that shield to block
throw
your
up,
hitbox, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Keep people from hitting you.
That's
very
pretty
cool.
You can actually use it like a shield.
Very
I like
cool.
it. The battle ram.
The battle ram.
Oh, look
Another
look at its little
customizable
face.
mount.
It has
Is-
such a little face. I mean, I didn't notice that.
Are you saying make it
That
smaller?
looks like my dog, actually. The face of Silas. a little
Maybe
bit.
it was,
There's a dark red.
Maybe the
but-
face is normal. Maybe the body's really big.
Oh yeah.
I like the way you think, man.
I just-
Now we also have the mesh for this model in too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's another. This asset is far down. We've already got the block out done. It's already being rendered and going to be in texturing soon.
I'm concerned about his hips though. It might look like he would suffer from maybe like some type of hip dysplasia later on in life.
I don't want to
You know,
body.
that's why
I
you
don't want to
take the
body
animal
shame.
husbandry, so you can, you know.
you can breed that out.
Yeah,
with their,
yeah,
with
yeah.
their
No, I think
genetics.
that's animal shame. Wait, I gotta give me a moment.
Unbelievable. All right, we have here a spellbook weapon.
Spellbook. Weapon
Yep.
type, yes.
Yes,
Yep.
like it. This is currently in Alpha 1. This has a meteor skill associated with it.
Yep, you can summon down the Wrath of the Heavens with it.
Very nice. I like it.
Different colors for the orb.
We have here
The rusty axe.
the axe.
Yeah.
Rusty axe. Oof.
It's going to be like one of the starting pieces of equipment the character comes in the game with.
Very
Mhm.
nice. Ooh, it's a two-handed sword.
Two-handed sword.
Very nice.
One of the two-handed swords. Yeah.
That's pretty
There are
cool.
a lot
I
of
love
weapons.
the detail on it.
A lot of the detail and stuff is insane.
We have a scepter. This is a very nice scepter. I like the magical elements on the interior of it.
That one is done.
It's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
Yep.
it?
Dropping
I want
all,
it.
dropping
I want
them
it.
all
Give it to
in.
me.
Oh,
Six
is it
of
in?
them.
Is it in
There's
the-
6 of them coming like Monday.
No way.
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
That one's done.
Ooh, look at that snake.
I know. Feels good, right?
Oh, matter of fact, I put a grayscale up with that one.
Did you really?
Yeah, that's in there later.
Oh, it's
yeah.
already in there, huh?
Yeah, I put a couple of the grayscales of the actual models in there.
Wow, I love it.
So that we can show done is really done.
That's pretty cool. That's very cool.
It's also
Oh,
really
There
cool
it is.
yeah.
Look
to, see,
at
to
that.
go from
Just like
concept
we,
to complete.
just like we
So
planned
this
it.
This is concept, and just so you guys can see the process, you go from concept to model. So this is the in-game model.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nice. That's
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
I
said,
mean,
our artists are freaking amazing.
I mean, big thing we're trying to focus on from environments to characters is we're really trying to keep everything as true to the concept as possible and just kind of keep Steven's vision exactly where he sees it early in the model. So it's a lot of work to put this kind of detail in all of the artwork, but the artists here are just incredibly hardworking.
Oh, here we go. We got the two-handed battle axe.
Two-handed battle axe. That one's done as well.
And this is the model in game.
That is correct.
Very
Yep.
cool. Love it. Looks good.
That's the same
That's the
book.
final concept of
Oh,
the book.
final
Oh, final concept.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. We got some armor model.
Yeah.
Yep.
God,
That's
I
the
love
human.
these.
That's the human basic robe look.
So this is the base level entry
Base level.
robe appearance for the robe set. Currently, that's going to be an Alpha 1.
Yep. That's some of Keith's amazing work. Yeah.
Nice.
Stuff is
Yeah.
incredible.
So you can kind of start to see like some of the components that we put together that we can mix and match and kind of make new armors from. This is kind of like the base chassis for all of that.
Now so explain a little bit, Matt, about how we go from base to like highest tier. Like, how does that
Sure.
process look like? We're adding crazy attachments, and this thing's getting
Yeah.
bigger silhouette-wise. Or
Yeah,
what
I
is
mean
it?
it's pretty awesome because in a lot of games we call it t-shirt and pants. Your base look for the character can be pretty boring. But what Steven gave us a challenge with from day one was to make sure even the base look, the t-shirt and pants looked amazing. So you go from this really to us. This is simple for Ashes of Creation. This is your zero character, if you will, the most lowest level. Then you can go in and customize everything from the shoulder pads to the elbow pads, the belt that goes around them. Do you want dual belts? You want a harness that goes in the front? So every piece you see on here, you can actually customize that at the front end. So what we do is we scale that up from 0, 10, and 20. And what that means is if this what you look like at 0, when you go to 10, you have that many more armor pieces. You have that much more impressive shoulder pads. You have that much more impressive collar line, belt, and even more armor pieces for protecting yourself. And then when you go up to the highest look, say of your plate armor, then you're just full of plate. You're covered head to toe with plate. I believe in data you have more resistance.
Yep.
So everything that we do, we scale it up and we customize it. And then I want to really stress that each one of those looks as you progress is different. We're not just repurposing the same armor pieces, we're making unique sets that complement each other as you progress.
Now this is the model for the shield, or is this more concept art? This is concept art.
That's more concept, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. We got the model for the axe. And,
It really doesn't look that rusty.
Yeah.
It looks just awesome.
And then that one's a close-up of that handle on that two-handed sword.
Very nice.
And then this is the Empyrean 20 armor, and this is a good example of a character that has a lot of plate on him at one of the higher tiers, which I believe is an Alpha Tier 3. Is that correct?
Yes, tier 3.
So these are all in-game models too. It'll just give you an idea of how much detail is in the actual game.
Yeah, I like it. This is beautiful.
Yeah, it's just the mesh detail.
This is a plate.
This is the plate. This is the Kalar 20 plate. So this is the Tier 3, look 20 of the Kalar plate. And one other thing I want to point out too is you don't just have plate for the Alpha. You can actually have 3 different types of themes. You'll have plate, you'll have leather, and you'll have robe. So for every armor set we're showing at each one of those tiers, you're actually going to have 9 unique looks to pick from. So it's a pretty huge launch. And this is what we call our t-shirt and pants. So this gives you a perfect example of just how the most basic you'll ever look in Alpha. So even our most basic look, we're really trying to bring it and put a lot of detail in it.
Yeah, those people who are going through the portal are the best of the best, so.
I like it. Very nice. All right, I think that's it for
I think
art.
that white screen means it's over.
That is it for art. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you, Matt.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you coming by,
It was
man.
fun.
Cool, yeah.
It was fun.
You should visit us more often.
By the way, you guys
Agreed.
look amazing on camera. I just want you to know that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just dazzling.
Dazzling white.
That's pretty funny. Later, Matt.
Later.
Bye, guys.
All right, guys. So that is what's going on from a production standpoint with Alpha 1.
Our art
Our
pipeline.
art pipeline showing combat. I do want to preface this showing by letting you know that this is our first pass on Action Combat. We are starting Alpha 1 next month. If you own an Alpha 1 package from Kickstarter or from Summer or from purchasing the Intrepid packs, which are no longer available. Alpha 1 sales have closed for the Ashes of Creation store. We do have just slightly under 10,000 participants in Alpha 1. We are very excited to get you guys to hit the servers, to really test
stress things out.
Stress things out.
Hopefully break a lot
absolutely.
of stuff.
Yes, we want you to break as many things as possible. We are going to be...
And also, do you want to talk about the 2 different phases?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back, I know we kind of jumped off to Matt and Art there for a second, but yeah, let's get back to the 2 different phases real quick, just before we show a quick, short preview of action combat. Now, we decided in Alpha 1, again, picking up where we left off, Alpha 0 that we did in December and up until now has been about testing a lot of the back-end systems for the server persistence, getting people into the launcher mode, testing out node progression, a lot of gameplay systems around the construction of the world and what our core...
And to vet those systems to make sure they work, figure out what bugs are there, all that kind of stuff.
And we learned a lot of stuff from having over, I think it was 2,500 participants in those testing period. We could not have made as much progress as we did without having our community be a part of that process. So it was really important for us, and we 100% appreciate you guys stepping up to the plate, those Alpha 0 testers, and spending sometimes long nights.
Yeah.
Actually.
Looking at a loading screen.
Yeah, looking at a loading screen. And that's part of development. But Alpha 1, our focus in Alpha 1 for the first phase has been 100% action combat.
And PvP.
And PvP, right, with action combat. So for an example, with tab targeting as a designer, you're utilizing different systems than, let's say, raycast, projectile-based mechanics.
A lot of just math and Excel sheets
Right.
is kind of how we gauge things, right? A hit is a hit percentage. We just figure out what that math is going to be, and then boom, we let it run, right? When it comes to action combat, that's quite a bit different, right? Because you're relying on sort of player skill to drive the action,
Right.
And not math, not the math of your character. So so it's been a challenge. It's been something that we really have to focus on and make sure we get right in order that it feels good to you guys.
Right.
So yeah, that's been why we've been focusing
Now,
on that.
you guys, the design department and engineering, you guys have been, not necessarily even learning as much, but the implementation process of that action combat has given a lot of insight to how we'll eventually meld
merge
these
the
two
right,
together.
and how we make those work together and kind of harmonize together rather than be like 2 separate games, right? That was kind of the hard part of the hybrid system is how do we bring those things together and make them feel like they're one system?
And that's because, as you guys know, being MMORPG players, traditionally in MMORPGs, you've either seen action combat or tab targeting. And yeah, tab targeting has what some might consider elements of action, whether you have templated skills.
Right, you have to move out of the area.
You have to move
that
out of
kind
the
of
way a little bit, stuff like that. But full on, action, projectile-based kind of combat, those hit scans that are present, that's not often seen exactly. I mean, even some of the games I've played in the past with I played Terra in the past, you kind of have a lock-on with the reticle and
It's
whatnot.
like a pseudo tab.
Pseudo tab, exactly.
action.
What we're really wanting to do is perfect and explore that action aspect and find unique ways to iterate on the tab hybrid process to include more traditional and understood action elements, right?
Right, exactly. And to really really lean into that action sense of I feel like I am a part of my character rather than, that character just kind of being in
And
the
what
world.
we've explained about the end result combat that will be in Ashes of Creation is that the hybrid status of it, we want players to be able to customize their skill tree for their archetype, for their class, towards predominantly one or the other, right? You can have a mixture, whatever you're going to do, but we want you to be able to customize what direction you want to take your class in.
Right.
Right? If you want to be more action-oriented, if you want to be more tab-oriented, if you want to be a comfortable blend of the two, that's the player's choice to kind of make, and our responsibility is to make sure that
all those
blend is
choices are
balanced
fun,
and fun,
and all of those
Yes.
choices work well together.
Absolutely, yes. Now that is going to be a feat. It is going to be there is no misunderstanding in this studio that is going to be a difficult task.
Right.
And that is why we have dedicated
why
7
we've been in the weeds.
straight months to this Alpha 1 testing
Right.
period for action combat.
Yeah.
Is because we understand that in order for action to feel good, like tab targeting, to feel good, it's really about like numbers and data and that kind of choice, right?
Good effects.
Good effects,
you know.
all that kind of stuff. For action, there's a whole different element of interaction between you and the combat system.
And that all has to happen right now.
Exactly. So that is why we have focused on 100% action combat for this Alpha 1 so that we can nail it down.
And also why we're calling it kind of phase 1,
Yes.
because it makes more sense when it's kind of separated off from the rest of the game, and it's its own thing that we can really focus on.
Absolutely. Now, Alpha 1 Phase 1 consists, again, Battlegrounds is going to be first introduction. That starts next month. And then some short time after that, we will be introducing the Castle Siege
Sieges?
mode. Now, so the Battlegrounds consists of 100 players. The Castle Siege mode, we are targeting, I think we're targeting over 200, but we might land at 200 players. So 200 players in a match, and that's going to involve our castle siege mechanics. You're going to have objectives within the castle. You're going to have targeted guard captains and whatnot to kill. You're going to be able to adjust the respawn timer of players that are defending or attacking.
It's going to be sort of an abstraction of our castle system.
Right.
So that's kind of the reason for that. And then after that,
we're going to be doing our Horde mode.
right, which is sort of an NPC version of this whole thing.
Right. Yeah, to give you guys a little idea about the mechanics there, our Horde mode is intended to be a cooperative 50 players that are defending inside of a city against waves of NPCs.
Yep.
And every wave gets stronger, gets different subtypes of NPCs available, from
Right.
snipers to melee to magical to raid bosses.
And it's, again, like it's a way for us to test our NPC system
Yep.
with this action-based system.
Absolutely. So you're going to be fighting against those dudes. You're going to then have a period of time between waves. You can go out and collect experience / money and weapons and whatnot, and go back to your hold and defend against the next wave. Right?
And then we'll go into Alpha 1 Phase 2.
Yes. Alpha 1 Phase 2. Now this is more of a traditional MMORPG alpha. This is now out of the 100% action mode, and we have moved into integration, brought them together, and we will have a 125 square kilometer world that will be available for play. We will have, I should actually
Look at the actual
I know.
numbers.
We had a lot of discussions about what Phase 2 will include, and I want to make sure I get the Phase 2 specifically correct. Intrepid Studios. I can find it this way. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have Phase 2, which will begin after Phase 1, will have progression to level 20. So in Alpha 0, we had progression to level 10.
10.
Now that was a very sparse progression, though.
It was also like a kind of a hodgepodge. Like you
Yeah.
had abilities from level 50. So
Those of you that participated in Alpha 0, don't take
Wasn't
that-
representative.
Yeah, was not representative of actual level progression.
it was just, can we give you levels and can you get things from levels?
Right, exactly. This will be traditional level progression that you've experienced in other MMORPGs. Will be very in-depth. You will be able to customize skills. You'll be able to get stat gains. You'll be able to do a lot of different things. 4 playable races.
Yep.
And we'll do that announcement at a later date on
At a
what
later
the
date.
additional races are. You'll probably guess they're going to have Empyrean
2
and
arms and 2 legs.
yeah, nice. Well, you never know. No, I'm just kidding. Character customization suite. So this is where we want to do our first pass on the character customization
Right.
suite. You'll be able to customize your character.
Change the face, do all the cool things.
Yes, and we want that to be in-depth as well. We want you to have a lot of options there. We know that from an RPG standpoint, it's very important to us, I mean, as players, you as players, that you can make your own.
Yeah.
You know?
And be able to save it, and then when we actually launch, you can bring that appearance in.
Yes, absolutely.
stuff.
We intend to have 8 base archetypes playable.
All 8.
All 8?
It's a tall ask, Stephen. It's a tall ask. But we're going to do it.
For full transparency's sake, I will say that the request, I believe, was 6.
The request was 6.
But you know what? We like to shoot for the moon here.
We do like to shoot for the
And
moon.
why do we shoot for the moon, Jeffrey?
Because we often hit it.
That, and even if you miss,
You get to the stars!
yay! That's my philosophy for the most part.
Worked out so far.
Yeah, it's worked out so far. Okay, so we're aiming for 8 base archetypes. Portions of our housing system. So we're going to want to. We already have.
We already have placeables.
you can
it's
already
gonna
place
be
your home down
more
and
in terms
construct.
of like how the freehold systems actually
Oh, yeah,
work.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we can put down houses right now, but they don't like work together.
So like getting the certificate, being able to deploy out of phase 3, stage 3 node and stuff. Node progression. Speaking of nodes, portions of our crafting and artisan systems.
Yep, we should start seeing all that stuff. At least the low-level stuff, maybe up to level 10 or 20.
So
again.
gathering, processing, crafting.
Actually turning raw goods into items.
Node progression up to stage 4.
Yeah,
This is another one.
Steven pushed. He's a negotiator.
A little bit of a negotiator. I think we can do it just great. So again, full transparency. The request from design was that we fully flesh out stage 3.
Stage 3, we'll get it done all the way complete.
So that's absolute minimum. We'll have that
Right.
one done. But the hope is we shoot for the moon and get
an actual stage 4 node.
actual stage 4 going. Very good. I like it. I said 125 square kilometers. Sorry, it's 120. 120 square kilometers world map. That's roughly 25%, roughly,
About.
of the starting world at launch.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, very
We
cool.
want to give you a wide variety of places to explore
Yes.
and stuff to do in that.
Questing and society guild systems.
Yep.
Love that. So we'll have a further fleshed out questing system
Right.
that'll include different facets of what we want in the questing
It'll actually,
system.
kind of work the way that we expect it to in the live game.
Okay. And then society systems, those are like the Thieves Guild and
Right.
whatnot, and then the guild organizations.
Right. So people can actually group together and
Love it. I love it. So we're going to be announcing, I believe at PAX Prime on September 1st, 2 world servers.
yes.
2 world servers. Name reservations for Alpha 1 participants will begin during Phase 2. So if you are an Alpha 1 participant and you are playing Phase 2, you will be able to reserve your names.
At that point.
At that point. Very cool. I like it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that is a little bit of the...
Hopefully that explains our plans.
Yes, that gives you an idea. Now, I will tell you that for Alpha 1, this Battlegrounds phase, you may see some familiar game mode that is out, allows for players to participate in this matchmaking kind of instance. We want you to be able to go from match to match to match
Right.
and really kind of hit the servers hard
And
often. And I believe the first test periods that we'll begin seeing next month will be a number of hours per day.
Yep.
And then eventually, as we get the systems further set up and based around those stress tests, we'll eventually turn it around to 24/7.
Yep, hopefully.
Yeah, 24/7. So that is fun. Cool. Okay, so we do have a video
We do.
to show. Now, last couple of things. The UI is not present in this video, I don't believe, right?
No, it's
Because
not.
it's
still being worked on.
Worked on.
Yeah.
UI is not present in this video. You will see some placeholder assets on weapons that are not
Yep.
skinned or materialed.
They look great.
This is an alpha, guys. This is not alphas that you see traditionally in MMORPGs or games that come from, the port over from other territories.
Right.
And they're actually a finished product being introduced to our
Right.
market.
2
Instead,
years later.
yeah, this is truly an in development stage. So please take that into consideration. Be aware of that.
We're not nervous.
Oh, we're not nervous. No. Okay. So with that being said, additionally, effects. Effects are still being worked on. The
Yeah, some of them are
environment-
in, some of them are not.
Right.
So
Yeah. So those are still being worked on. The general gameplay and feeling. Yes, this again action combat. It is reticle mode. You won't see a reticle there because again the UI is
Still being worked
on. But you will see still some more iteration needs to be done on environment, on effects, and that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, we will present to you our first pass on action gameplay. This is the first pass. So,
is it the first pass?
is it the
even?
first? It might
not
be
sure.
Okay, guys, enjoy it. We'll be with you in a second. work to do, but that is what testers will be. Whoop, we have no mic, audio sound.
No, it's fixed now.
Oh, fixed
Okay.
now. We're good now. Guys, it wouldn't be an Ashes of Creation stream without audio issues. By the way,
Look who joined us.
holy moly, where'd you come from? How you doing, buddy?
Teleported.
You teleported? Nice.
Doing good.
That's a good skill. This is Kevin McPherson, our lead programmer, here to talk a little bit about what went into this Alpha 1 phase, getting this system ready to get tested, all the engineering problems that you and the engineering team have solved. We have, what, about 20 engineers now on the project?
Yes,
Just
we're
about.
we're just about at 20, and we're looking for more.
We're love
We're
it.
always
Recruiter
looking for
and
more.
engineer. I like it.
right.
Very nice. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the first look at that Alpha 1 footage for the Battlegrounds. Part of why it was so important for us to really focus on getting this first testing period out to our community and get them in and hitting our servers and whatnot is because for a massively multiplayer game, there's a lot of optimization that goes into actually creating a playing field where you can have hundreds of players on screen, right?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes. More players means many performance issues. There's asset load issues. So your memory gets impacted. So all of these had to be taken into account. But
Now you actually were on PlanetSide 2, Vanguard, EverQuest, and PlanetSide 2, weren't you part of the team that accomplished actually the most players on
yeah, I think
Amazon?
PlanetSide 2 has a record for most players in a single zone doing combat. So that was a very impressive piece of technology.
And-
We face some similar scale issues as well in an MMO where we're bringing players together to have castle sieges and large scale combat. So it's going to be very important that we hit those sort of marks as well.
You know what? I think actually that at the end of that video, it might have accidentally revealed an announcement today.
What? Why do you say this now?
Because I didn't even think
What did
about
we
it.
say?
Guys, we'll just jump to the quick to the announcement since we accidentally might have revealed it.
What did we say?
But let me preface this with, I think we were supposed to take that last scene out of the video where it says, "We'll see you at."
Oh!
Okay, guys, listen up.
Hey, guess
so
what?
we were trying our best to make it to Europe, to Germany,
Yep.
for Gamescom, and to visit with our fans and players there. And we are happy to announce that we will indeed be actually at Gamescom.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
Yes.
and we have some announcements to make there. I
We
think.
have some pretty important and big announcements that will be made at Gamescom, actually, with regards to the project and
Sort of the studio as a whole,
the studio
where
as
we're
a whole,
going.
everything. There's pretty big news, and we're happy to announce it to you guys.
Pretty good news.
Very good news.
It's going to be incredible.
Yes.
And that makes 28 times we've said incredible, I think.
Incredible. Incredible.
There
I
you
like
go.
it.
30.
So, okay, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be a little bit more monumentous of an announcement, and it kind of got,
It's all right. I didn't even notice it.
Okay. Well, we'll be in Germany in 4
2
days.
days.
3 days. 2 days?
2 days.
Oh my gosh, we'll be there in 2 days. Okay, so back to engineering. So there's a lot of, like you said, a lot of problems that go into that. Now, Ashes of Creation, we intend on having, what?
Hundreds.
Hundreds of people
Yeah.
in castle sieges.
That's right.
And in city node battles and whatnot. So, how does going to this Alpha 1 and testing certain things there help with getting us to that level of those?
It's all the scale testing we need for that. So sure, we have Unreal Engine, which is amazing for performance in the rendering.
And their support has been really good.
Their support's phenomenal. So we have an entire stadium, essentially, of coders behind us at Epic Games. The challenge is on the server backside, trying to make sure that we handle all of that without latency and hitching and the other issues that come about when you have many, many players in a combat situation. So we have to do a lot of packet optimization, a lot of work on our backplane and our services to make sure that everything is smooth from login to authentication to getting in and exploring the world and fighting in these larger engagements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like bots can help, but they don't solve
tell
a
you the
lot
real
of those
story.
problems.
Players-
Yeah.
players are very expensive compared to a bot. So this particular phase of production has been critical for us because we've developed all of our infrastructure that supports all of this in the game proper. So in many projects that I've been on, this is done either in parallel or at a much later stage, and that usually bites you in the backside. So we want to avoid those issues and get this done and front loaded.
Well, I can say that, you know, watching the engineering team, watching design, watching art come together in preparation for this Alpha 1 launch has been very impressive from my standpoint, you know, not being in the industry prior to Intrepid Studios and being able to come into a project with such veteran developers at the helm. It has been impressive to see how neatly this has come together and very exciting.
It is. It's absolutely incredible. I can't believe we've gotten to this point already, right? Like, we pictured this happening much farther in the future, and you know, to have it all happen now, just I think it tells us what a good team we've got. We've definitely chosen the right people.
Absolutely.
Wasn't Kickstart last June?
It was last June. Yeah.
So I mean,
It's
this
literally
is
just
this
over a
is
year.
year and change, and the progress that we've made is pretty insane.
Pretty insane.
Faster than any other project I think I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
So that's good.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to a lot of the back-end systems and server architecture that we're going to be implementing for Alpha 1, additionally, we have account integration, account systems that
That's
we'll be
right.
unveiling, where Kickstarter backers and Summer backers and Intrepid pack holders, they'll be able to actually, sometime down the road, a few months from now, be able
Yeah.
to implement some cosmetics that they have earned in Alpha 1 testing as well.
Yeah, we didn't say anything about that, did we?
No, I don't think we
think we
did.
did.
Okay, little leak reveal, but that's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
We can
So
leak.
we do intend on having some of the cosmetics present there, and that's going to be unveiled in our new account process, right?
I mean, we have to have all that working anyway. So it's just important to get it done and online as soon as possible. Work out the kinks. So why not have it benefit the players while we're at it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What else do we have from engineering?
So there's our deployable system, our destructible system.
Yes, the destruction and deployables.
Yeah, so we have a system in place now where various structures in the world, either pre-placed or dynamically placed, can be destroyed in part or in total. We have, and this is very, as you know, very important for siege combat and caravan combat and anything else we put in.
It can also be very expensive on the server.
Yes.
Yeah, it can also be very expensive, but we've worked out ways to really minimize the impact on the server side and push that more toward just the clients handling it. The other thing that we've put in is deployables so that you can deploy structures. These could be fortresses. They could be small bunker type objects. They could be
Siege
crafting
weapons.
stations, siege
Siege
weapons,
weapons,
whatever
yeah.
it is that the player needs to put down. So putting in all the rules for that, where it's legal to place them, etc. Challenging, but working.
That's pretty
Really
cool.
impressive.
That
How long
actually
did that
is.
tell you? You said it was going to take like 30 days, and then it ended up taking you like what?
Like one or
One
less.
day, one day.
Yeah, it was less. But
guy's insane.
I had done a bunch of work leading up to that, right? So.
That is true. So really,
Right.
it was an iceberg, and beneath it was all the work that had done previously.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turned out not to be that bad. There was follow-up work that needed to be done for the deployables and setting that system up, but
Very nice.
that flowed pretty quickly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Really, really exciting to talk about code.
Yes. That's cool. I love always when we have our team reviews and we see the art that's present, and then code just has a few lines. Of,
Yeah, I'll paste some lines in there, and everyone's like, "Why?"
Hey, it looks great. It looks great. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for joining us. and
Thanks,
explaining
Kevin.
that stuff. We appreciate it.
Yes.
We do have, additionally, I do have an updated environment video showing a little bit more of the Alpha 1 area. Do we have that video? Maybe we might not. I don't know. Okay, maybe we don't have that. Maybe we can check with Tristan if he can forward that video over to you. Maybe we can throw it up while we're talking some more. Okay. So, what else do we have here?
I think that was our schedule.
Was that? No, that wasn't our schedule. We have more stuff.
Oh, this thing,
Which one?
the top one. We skipped right
no,
over
we
that.
did that.
Oh, did we?
I think we did that
Okay.
one. What is this here?
This is what happens when we get organized.
I know. Okay.
No, I think we talked about everything.
I think we did. We have guest star Kevin technical babble.
Yeah.
We got that.
What we didn't do is that.
Oh, we should have some Q&As.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
What's the video?
Tristan should have an updated environment video. Cool. Yeah. We'll try to get that, guys. So in the meanwhile, though, if you are not currently on our Discord, please join our Discord. We have a Q&A channel there that we will now access. Maybe.
No, we won't.
No, we won't? I
where'd it
have
go?
Discord here. Here we go. Yes, we will. Yes. Here we go. We're leaving in 2 days.
I know.
Oh my gosh. That is scary. Yes, we'll be arriving in Germany on Monday. And we will be at Gamescom. And my iPad died.
So I don't think we're gonna get any Q&A today.
No, we can grab
What
me
else?
that. Grab me my phone.
All right, I'll be back.
I got my phone has Discord. I'm sorry, guys.
Coming back.
Gonna get that. Okay, we will be accessing from the phone Discord, and
that
it
better?
is it has a 43%. We're good. Here we go. Livestream Q&A. Okay, let's go down to this area. Okay, questions. So, guys, we are at PAX West, September 1st, in the Wyvern Theater at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday. We will be doing a live stream from the theater. We'll also probably be doing a live stream from Gamescom as well, but
Yeah.
you'll get that notification when we determine the date and whatnot. PAX West, we will be giving a big announcement. Oh, gosh, we have big. This is a month of.
We have a lot of
announcements.
stuff planned,
So we
and it's
have-
all coming to fruition right now.
So at Gamescom, we'll be having a big announcement, and at PAX West, we'll be having a big announcement. So stay tuned, guys, because there's a lot of fun information coming up. Okay, here we go. Live stream Q&A. We have questions. All right. Question from Oron. Excuse me. Okay, it's moving too fast. Did we not put a time delay on this?
I don't think we did.
There should be a time delay on this. Okay. Question from Oron. If I can find you. I'm sorry, buddy. I might have said question from you, and now I won't be able to find you again because this thing went crazy. Okay, we'll just grab a question from Nameco. If we, the players and testers of Alpha 1, actually do a good job and test hard and work hard, do you think it is possible for us to help get Intrepid even further ahead of schedule? I mean, Alpha 1 is already a month ahead. What does Intrepid think about being ahead later on as well by even more months?
It's always hard to say, right? Because in terms of our content pipeline, that's going to be coming online really soon here. That's going to be what takes us the most work. Vetting these systems is very important so that we can build on top of that. But the content is just going to take as long as the content takes to create. There's kind of like a cap on how much efficiency we can get. But what you guys will be helping us is making sure that when we get to that launch phase, that everything goes smoothly, that we have a good launch day, that people can log in without queues of 24 hours, and that the servers don't melt down when we start. So that's kind of more the kind of testing that you guys will be helping us with. Usually a game doesn't have a problem with, I mean, they do have problems with bugs, but bugs don't usually stop a game from shipping. It's more just the physical amount of time it takes to create all this stuff. So as much as we appreciate your help, and as much as we hope you guys do great testing, I don't know that that will necessarily push us faster. Though it will help.
That's the safe answer. I'm just kidding.
That's Design's answer.
I'm just kidding. Guys, our motto at Intrepid is honestly to shoot for the moon. And, you know, we give you schedules that we feel comfortable with. And if we end up, you know, over-delivering, if we under-promise and over-deliver, that's smart.
That's so much better than the
Yes,
reverse.
100%. And that's what we want to do. So that way, you know, a lot of, I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of other projects out there and me being a player,
And it's easy to do.
and it's easy to do. I'm not faulting them, but they will say something and it doesn't happen. And we want you to know when we tell you something
That it does happen.
that it does happen. So that's part of our commitment,
And to build trust between us. because
Absolutely.
I think that's really important
It
as
is
a player.
huge important because that was what motivated me so much to actually start the studios was constantly being let down. Our motto here is to build a game you can be proud of. And that's what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So part of that process is trust. So we're going to give it to you straight. Where did this thing go?
Trailer if you guys want to do that now.
Yeah, you can play the trailer. Guys, we're just going to play this little updated environment video in like the corner or something, and we can get us while we're talking into...
Can we do corner stuff? now?
Yeah, we should be able to
Oh
do
my gosh,
corner
we're so
stuff.
fancy.
I know. Is it in the corner right now, or is it full screen? Is full screen? Can we get a corner? Maybe we're not going to do it in the corner. We're not fancy.
We're on our way to fancy, though.
We're so fancy. Isn't that a song?
Why isn't it showing?
Might be.
I don't know. Guys, this is an updated environment. Nope. Nope.
Yes?
Ah!
There we go. Fancy.
We have done it. Congratulations. Okay, so Wild Boy says, action combat looks great. How will that mix and be competitive with tab targeting? I enjoy tab targeting. That is a very good question. And over these next 7 months, as we're testing,
We're going to figure that out.
we will find that out. And when we do find it out, you'll be able to see it in Alpha 2. Just to be completely honest. Okay, question from, let's see, here we go. When will character creation be available? We are aiming for phase 2.
Phase 2.
Okay, a person asks, man, this thing is still, I cannot even, I wish I could freeze.
The screen. You could
Yeah,
take a
just
screenshot and then
stop
like.
it. This thing is going so fast. Okay, when are you going to, oh, sorry. Okay, how strongly will player level affect what monsters you can fight? I think that's all the question had. I can't find it again. So it will be obviously important in the sense that player level gains you access to skill points, which you
Right.
assign to your skill tree in order to access skills. Higher level skills will make easier fighting different monsters. But at the same time, we don't want to have it where, like, if you're not a certain level, you cannot fight this monster.
Right.
We just want it to be more difficult.
Right.
Yes.
And maybe considerably more difficult.
Exactly.
But yeah, we want all things to be possible if you talk to the right people, have the right numbers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I honestly, I cannot see the questions in Discord because it's just moving so fast. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to get some questions in our forums. Official live stream, August 17th. Question thread. Yay. Okay, here we go. Hello, Intrepid. I love the amazing work you do. My question from Malgus. Will there be a future roadmap for future patches so we have a rough idea with certain content comes in testing phases? Oh my goodness. How did
They're
he know?
reading
He
our
has
minds.
a spy cam in here. The answer is yes. At PAX West, we intend to unveil a bit of a
That was going to be
roadmap.
one of our,
Oh, a surprise?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, we can say
That's
we're gonna,
okay.
We can say we're going to unveil it then.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
what's
that's still a
on it.
surprise,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's surprising. Gosh, I'm just like a walking, leaking bucket.
Who said that?
I'm so
You did,
sorry.
Steven.
All
You
I
did.
do is leak. Okay. Question from Narius. Will we ever see anything resembling the majestic Yatta from Arcade in-game? Well, resembling in the sense that there are animals that exist in the world and mounts, and some of those mounts might be two-legged, like a kangaroo-ish thing.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And
maybe.
they're majestic.
Majestic, maybe. Question from Unknown System Era. Other subscription model games have promised things like no future charge for DLC. Ashes has also done so. Will you commit to no dodgy wordsmithing in the future to try and milk the player base for more money?
very dramatic.
I know, this is I'm just reading this like, wow, this is a charge. By going around the intent of such statements in the future. To answer your question, no, we don't intend to wordsmith around future charge for DLC content as a subscription model. That's part of the agreement between us as a studio and you guys, that there will be regularly scheduled updates and chapters, and that subscription is what allows you to access that
Right.
content. Yes. All right. Next question from Cobra King. How would you describe Ashes to someone who doesn't play MMOs that would make them want to play it? And if they do join with their buying alpha packs, etc., count them towards 15% referral system. Yes. So yes, or referral system.
Someone who doesn't play MMOs.
I mean, personally, actually, you know, having been the
Let
leader.
me sit
go
you
ahead.
down. No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I don't even know what I would say.
Well, MMOs are such a unique
They're so big.
genre. Well, it's not even that. I don't even know if it's really the size that's appealing necessarily to a newcomer. What's really appealing is that games in general, MMOs specifically, are all about connecting people together, connecting people in either a common goal or even through conflict. You know, we watch movies.
Right.
Because we want to suspend our disbelief and we want that movie to elicit some emotional response from us, whether it be sadness, laughter, intrigue. You know, those movies do that for us. MMOs are like a movie, except
You're the
you're
character.
the character. You
Right.
are in it, and it is a live action
Role-playing
story
game.
that's playing out, that you get
Right.
to decide the decisions. So if I were to tell a new player that has never played an MMO, what's so attractive about an MMO? It's that you are driving a part of the story for thousands of people across the world, potentially hundreds of thousands
Yeah.
of people, and that's such a unique aspect to our genre specifically that makes it so enticing.
Yeah, there's nothing else like
There's
that.
nothing like it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, like, why I love MMOs so much is because in no other realm in life do you have the ability to so easily interact with other human beings
And go do something.
and do stuff.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I can go and hang out with a bunch of my friends, and we can go, you know, eat out together, and we can spend a couple hours together. But you know, eventually we all have to go home, right? But like in the MMO, everything is always there. It's always on. There's always something really interesting to do, and really interesting people to do it with, right?
Right.
You can expand your social circle beyond anything you could ever do sort of in real
Right.
life.
And what makes Ashes so unique that plays onto that MMO aspect is that you literally build this world, this story from the
With
ground
these other
up with
people.
these other people.
Yeah.
In other games and other MMOs that have come
You're like the
before us,
author.
yes. In the other games though, you are just the wanderer, the character
You're almost like an
that
NPC.
listens to
Yeah.
a narrator.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you walk this way. Okay. In ours, it is you're narrating the growth of this
Right.
world. Right. That's
That's a good question.
that's a great question. I love
I would
it.
love to write a blog on that.
Yes. Where will you find the time, though?
I don't know. I never will.
Okay. Let's go here to this area. Question from
Move over.
Spectral Spire.
They want me
Sorry.
to move over.
Moving over.
I think we want to be center. Oh yeah, we'll split the of.
There we go. Okay. Hello.
Oh, I feel like I can stretch out now.
I know we're going a little bit over, but this was a large stream with a lot of announcements.
And fancy. It's a fancy stream.
Yes, it was a fancy stream. Okay, so will nodes parts 3 and 4 come before release? Yes, they will come before release.
Is there going to be a part 4?
Yeah, there's 4 parts.
I thought there were 5 parts.
No, there's 4.
Oh, okay.
There's 4 parts. There's 4 parts. Yes, they will come before release. You will get nodes 3.
It better come before release.
I'm going to have to... Yes. Okay, next question.
One of the reasons why we're hiring so many people.
Yes, for marketing, no. Okay, curious about the class combinations. I know adding the secondary archetype will change the flavor of the skills from the main class archetype, but will there be at least one skill slot where we can choose an ability innate to the secondary archetype? The answer is no. You will not be able to choose active skills
Right.
from the secondary
Yeah,
archetype.
you have to modify an existing skill.
Correct. Okay, I'm going to ask one last question because we are over for time and we do have to get ready for Germany. So I will say this last question. We will pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Catch a tiger.
By the
By
toe.
He hollers.
Give me a letter and I'll
Let
find the
him
first
go.
person with a letter.
S.
S. First person with the letter S. Oh my gosh, where's S? S, S. There we go.
And it's gone.
Oh no. Okay. Where did it go? Here we go. Okay. When can we expect to see how crafting was ready? I answered that one, Sovo. It's phase 2. Here we go, Sabas. Hello, Stevan. He said
What?
Stevan.
Nice.
I have a question. What will be the minimum requirement and recommended requirement to play the game? Like minimum requirements, graphics card, processor, memory of your memory. I do not expect you to answer, but it would be quite the nice thing. Nice stream, by the way. So I think our target is 5 years.
It's something like that. Yeah, the target is a 5-year-old system. When we launch, should be able to run the game.
So 2014, 2015 and above?
Yeah. You're looking at kind of like a mid to high range graphic card from that era,
Yeah.
and you should be good to go.
Yeah, and another great thing about Unreal Engine and our partners over at Epic is that the game itself will be highly customizable from a
Graphic settings
standpoint.
yeah.
So if you don't quite have the rig necessary to run it, you can dial those settings down, and you should be.
There's all sorts of
relatively
options.
good.
They all exist right now.
We'll also have culling algorithms to cull out characters in large battle scenarios. If you want to emphasize those settings, that'll be good.
Those are not in yet.
Those are not in yet, but
they are being worked
they
on.
will be worked on.
Oh, you know what we're going to talk about?
What?
We're going to talk about anti-cheat stuff.
Oh,
That's all right. We can talk about that next time.
We'll talk about it next time. But anti-cheat is implemented for this Alpha 1
Yep.
phase, so that's pretty cool too. That is not an invitation to cheat during Alpha 1.
Please
It's
don't.
a testing measure. However,
No bully.
no bully. Okay, guys, hey, we had a fun time showing this stuff off to you. We hope that you enjoyed seeing it. We cannot tell you enough how much your support and following of the project means to us. It is vital to have your communication, your feedback during this development process. It is a core aspect of our process to develop this project is to see what the community is saying about our progress.
Our game doesn't exist without you. so
Absolutely, and we
in a very
appreciate
literal
it.
sense.
Yes. We appreciate 100% your participation, coming to these streams, spreading the word for Ashes of Creation, coming to visit us at Gamescom and PAX West. It means the world to us, and it motivates
thanks,
us
Fushi.
to no end.
Thanks, Fushi.
Thanks. Unbelievable.
Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So guys, we hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to chatting with you from Gamescom and PAX West. If you're going to be at either of those events, come and check us out. We will be there to say hello. We might have a little panel at Gamescom. We'll see. But we do have a panel at PAX West, so we're excited to get out there and chat with you guys. And we cannot thank you enough from the bottom of everybody's heart here at Intrepid. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll chat with you again soon.
See you guys later.